today. The next session will look at using tech to build a better future. And here to moderate, please give a very warm welcome to the President of China Real Estate of Commerce for Hong Kong and International, Natasha Ho. And please do give a very warm welcome to our panelists. We have the Chief Technology Officer for ASTRI, Lucas Hui. The Assistant Director at the Industry Development and Construction Industry Council, Alex Ho. And the Deputy Project Director for Chinachem Group, Edmond Low. Thank you very much. Panelists, if you would please like to join us on stage.
Testing. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, this afternoon. I'm sure that you will not fall asleep. And so welcome to our panel this afternoon, ConTech, using tech to build our better future. So I'm Natasha Ho, as Georgia just introduced. I'm coming from the China Real Estate Chamber of Commerce, Hong Kong and International Chapter. And I'm your moderator today. And so hopefully you will enjoy the panel today. And let's give a little bit introduction of our chamber. We originate from Beijing, CRECCI, headquartered in Beijing. And actually, we are a real estate industry focused association with 20 years history and 350 membership across the region. Our objectives basically is to create shared value in the real estate ecosystem to enhance the betterment on the society and national level. Our member including property developers and fund managers, LP, of course, all the professionals across different real estate sectors. So our focus areas including some of like the ESG, Belt and Road initiatives and Greater Bay Area, current opportunities and other future planning of Hong Kong. Innovation technology, last but not least, of course, nurturing young talents for our industry. So today, without further ado, let's give our well-rounded applause again to our three esteemed industry experts to give an introduction of themselves and organizations. Thank you. Maybe start with Lucas. Over to you.
Okay, thank you, Natasha. So I'm Lucas Hui, the Chief Technology Officer of ASTRI. So probably, ASTRI may be a name not that familiar to many of you. So I give a brief introduction. So ASTRI is actually a government-linked applied research institute in Hong Kong. We have around 500 research staff, together with around 100 supporting staff to activate the applied research activities in Hong Kong. Basically, we work on different projects together with private companies and government organizations. And each of these projects, we must make it down to earth. The project has to deliver and later being transferred to the industry. And we work on many areas like AI, fintech, and another one is IoT sensors, which actually is quite related to the construction technology, as well as IC design and communication technology like 5G communication. So we provide all these, fundamental technologies, and when we assemble them together, it will be providing services and support to the different applications like smart cities, the digital health, and IC designs, and the others. And of course, the construction technology is one of them. So that's why, you can see it's like this is, with a nice, application domain in constructions, how will the new technologies in the recent development can be, providing support to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucas. So CIC, I think, I'm not sure the audience knows about you, but CIC has put in a lot of efforts in our construction industry. So please have an introduction of yourself.
Okay, thank you, Natasha. I'm Alex. I'm the Assistant Director, Industry Development of Construction Industry Council. CIC is the actually a statutory body. We are established for the industry and by the industry. And it is served as a platform so that we can collect the industry needs and convey it to the government. And also the government will use this as a platform to seek advice from the industry. So we work closely with the industry, academia, and the government. To relate it to ConTech today, I'm from industry development. In fact, apart from we provide a lot of training, because training we have a Hong Kong Institute of Construction, which train up different types of workers and supervisors. But apart from that, we have a mission to help the industry to improve and in the sense that in terms of productivity, safety, quality, and sustainability. And one of my duty is to push for digitalization in construction industry. So maybe later in my presentation, I will talk more about the digitalization. And on top of that, I have another responsibility is to look after Construction Innovation and Technology Fund, which is a government fund amount to 2.2 billion Hong Kong dollar. We use that fund to help the industry to implement technology, not to research, but to implement technology in their projects. I think this is one of the hurdle in the industry to adopt technology so that we can help them to minimize the risk and try new things. So I'll stop here for a moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. And Edmond, Chinachem, I think everyone in Hong Kong should know about Chinachem, and especially recent years, Chinachem has put a lot of efforts and then is a very visionary property developer, in terms of the sustainability contribution as well as, construction technology innovation. So please, Edmond.
Yes, this is Edmond. I'm the Deputy Project Director of Chinachem Group. And at this moment, our group is running over 4 million square foot projects. There are over 25 numbers of projects at this moment. And we are concentrated on doing projects like the residential, retails, and also at this moment, we are also looking at some different type of projects like logistics center or data center, or these different kind of buildings. And we also a pioneer of using advanced technology in construction, including the MIC, and also we are one of the first residential developer to use BIM and also other advanced technology. Okay.
Thank you, Edmond. So let's get it started. So in construction industry, we always have some priority focus area like the safety, productivity, aging workforce, quality control, as well as the construction waste. So speaking of the devil, it's so sad that yesterday we had a very tragic accident happened with the 65 tons collapse crane, causing the 3 deaths and then 6 injuries. So I know CIC has been a long advocate for safety and productivity contribution. So would you please, Alex, to share more with us, like how we adopt more technology enablement to improve the productivity and eliminate, accidents at the construction site?
Okay, thank you. I think it's a tragedy yesterday. I think talking about safety is I think it's a responsibility of everyone. And we need to target zero accident, in fact. On the technology side, in fact, for CIC, we have developed a construction digitalization roadmap, and we announced it by the end of last year. I think we want to establish a roadmap so that we can facilitate the whole industry to move forward in this direction. So to coin this roadmap, we have a vision statement called Smart Construction, empowered by construction digitalization. So this is the roadmap that we want to see for the construction industry as a whole in the future. I will not go through the whole roadmap. I just point out some of the key elements because you can download this report from our website, from CIC website. In this report, in this roadmap, we talk about there are 6 digital, high-value digital application area in the last slide. In this last slide, maybe we go back a little bit on the previous one. Because in the heart of it is data. It's very important. I think it's same for all industry. We must have good quality data. So to manage a digitalization, we need the center part to be very cool, the core part. We have BIM, GIS, we call it Common Data Environment, and also the CSDI, which is the government initiatives form the core. And then along the project life cycle from DA2 and DA3, which cover the design and construction, design and planning area, that means we can leverage more technology to help us to do better, smarter planning and smarter design, as well as smarter submission to the government. We want to have more automation in that area so as to improve the productivity and save some manpower so that we can have a faster submission and hopefully faster approval on that. And on the DA4 and DA5, we're talking about the construction area. You can see that because we are also pushing for MIC, modular integrated construction, which is an off-site construction in any part of the world, mainly right now is in mainland. You will find that with this manufacturing and fabrication in off-site, we need technology to manage the quality assurance, to manage the delivery, the logistic. So all this, we need technology to support it. And also, on the site, we need smart site management as well, because on site right now, we talk about safety just now, which is important. Hopefully we can have some technology to help, like the smart helmet, smart watch, and also danger zone area. So this kind of alert to help people to say, be aware of the dangerous area. And last but not least is the sixth area we call the smart asset and facility management, which is more related to the PropTech that most of you are expert over there. And we see that all these should be well integrated together, as well as the smart facility and management. These kind of requirements should be put early in the design and planning stage, because we find that once you put it in the very early stage, the investment afterward will be lower, because you don't need to redo it again during the O&M stage. Okay, next please. In particular, I want to highlight on the smart site construction area. We call it smart digital construction. You see that we see more and more site with smart control center, we call it. You see that different kinds of panel, like you are working in the airport, something like. There are a lot of monitor and system that help you to monitor the site condition, monitor the workers' health condition, monitor the location, monitor whether there are fire, smoke, all sorts of things that you can monitor under the smart control center. And also during that area, we use the technology to do rehearsal in the virtual environment. Like we do a lot of simulation so that we ensure the method and the construction sequence are in place. And also where are the workers sitting in a good position, where are the machinery should coordinate together. All these things should be simulated, or we say rehearsal before really doing the construction. That can help to eliminate unforeseeable things over there. And also we also push for, as we said, for MIC, MIMEP, these kind of things. And we need technology to help us to do the simulation and do very accurate fabrication work. So all these are under the smart digital construction area. Next, please. And this is the vision. And we hopefully not just the CIC is pushing to that, but also all the construction industry stakeholders are aligning their roadmap. This is our vision. Under by 2026, hopefully all the project with 300 million estimated cost can fully adopt digital technology like BIM, Common Data Environment, we call Digital Works Supervision System, DWSS. And also we will need to train up a lot of people, because during this transformation, people is very important. We need to train up on that, okay? Next, please. And I will not go through the detail of that, but I want to say this is another another initiative that we want to push forward. Is called the Common Data Environment, Integrated Common Data Environment, which is, I mentioned before, this is the single source of truth that all the data should be put in that environment, so that people can access it anytime, anywhere by the right people. So this can reduce risk and reduce and improve the coordination of that. Next, please. Okay, I will not go through the detail of that, but you can see that by implementing that, we need different kind of standard technology, and on the information side and also on the business side. So we need a good coordination of work, which we have develop different kind of standard by CIC so that people can make reference on this kind of adoption. Okay. Last but not least, I would just want to highlight the point that I mentioned. We are managing a 2.2 billion fund. We call it CITF, the Construction Innovation and Technology Fund. We really want to help people like contractors, subcontractors, and consultants to really apply, say, like BIM, and also they can also train up their staff, and also not just BIM, but also different kind of advanced construction technology. They can also use these funds to do it. We are glad that more and more people are doing that. If you want to know more about this, just use this QR code or contact me. Okay. So maybe I'll just stop here for a moment. Thank you.
Alex. So Edmond, as a property developer in Hong Kong, I know that you have put a lot of efforts in the technology adoption as well. And one of your projects, the Tonggeng Street project, you also apply the MIC technology, which is a very crucial one to improve the productivity and the safety. Would you please share more benefits and the technical parts of MIC with us?
Yes, sure. Tonggeng Street is the first private developer involved in the MIC construction. MIC is the modular integrated unit construction. What is that? Basically, many people say that they are sort of like Legos. They are boxes. So the boxes are manufactured in factory, and they are delivered to site, and then they put it together. You can imagine that if the thing is being manufactured in the factory rather than on-site, they would have a better quality control. And also, they would reduce construction waste because everything is measured to size and then put it together in the factory. And you can also imagine that when the boxes are completed and then they delivered to site, so the local labors would be reduced. As previously, some of our speakers mentioned that we have been facing a problem of lacking of local labors in Hong Kong. So if we can adopt MIC, then we can take the benefit of reduce the local labors, and we can make use of a big labor source in mainland China. And also, the progress of works would not be affected by weather because all the works are being done in the mainland China factory. And also, we can greatly improve the efficiency. All the things are putting together in the factory and then delivered to site and then put it to site timelessly. So we can reduce the fitting out works time. We can do all the fitting out works in the factories. So we don't need to you build the concrete shell, and then you build the external wall, and then you do the fitting out works, and everything is being done in the factory. You don't need to do it on site. And also, we can greatly improve the safety because we can have a very controlled environment when we are doing manufacturing and assembly works. So the workers don't need to stand in a not stable scaffolding to do the external works. They don't need to climb up to very high levels to install things. So I think this greatly improved the site safety. Next. Also, in addition to, next slide, yes. In addition to the MIC, we also use the smart and innovative construction method and also digital monitoring platform to associate with the MIC constructions. For example, they include the BIM system, the building information system. We are not only adopting the BIM, the building information model in a 3D format, but also in 4D. What that means is including time. So the 3D, then including time, which will realize all the construction sequence in the 3D models. And also we extend the 4D models to a 7D So we include all the building surfaces, we include all the IoT sensors in the connected with the BIM models, and then that models could use to facility management. For example, if someone find that in the model there are a sensor telling you that a certain part of thing is in trouble, then you can manage it immediately because the building model is actually telling you what happened on the site and also in the building. We also use the digital monitoring platform to track the site progress. I will talk about this in the next slide. But and also we use the concrete sensor. You may heard that some contractor actually put the wrong concrete into the building, so the entire building has to be locked down. And this would not be happen again because we are putting concrete sensor into concrete. That sensor could actually sense the temperature of the concrete, and then we could understand if the right kind of concrete grade is being poured on site. And also we use AR technology to allow the designer to go on site to using the AR and see whether their design is actually matched with the existing build environment. Next slide. Regarding the digital platform to monitoring the site progress, we call it Digital Supply Chain Monitoring System, which is STAMP. We put the RFID sensor into any of our building units. We put it in the precast slab, we put it into the MIC unit, we can put it into the MEP modules, so that all these elements can be tracked. They are, for example, at the factory, they will be putting with all these sensors. We understand that they are in the factory, and then when they deliver to site, then we have the GPS signal and understand where they are. And then when they put on site, we understand whether they are on ground floor or on the actual area that they supposed to be. So all these process we're going to be tracked by a system, and then we can use a mobile phone or using our computer to track every element of the buildings. Okay, this is what I'm going to share here. So not only MIC, but we also use different kind of technology associated with the MIC to ensure all the problem that previously mentioned can be resolved better.
Thank you, Edmond. So Lucas, as one of, not one actually, as the largest Hong Kong's R&D center, ASTRI, and with the two big initiatives, ConTech and PropTech. So what are the innovative technologies that you apply to facilitate the multi-trade integrated MEP or MIC?
Okay, this is very interesting because I mean the previous speakers they're talking about is from the problem to the solution. They have the real problems. And normally when we as a ASTRI, as an applied research center, we have those different technologies, but we're looking for the problem. But now this is the big match over there. And one of them actually you heard that before is we're talking about the AR VR technologies. So right now it's just we talk about the augmented reality, AR technologies. So basically what we want to do is like this is you know there are a lot of activities, but basically is the visual one. So maybe I stop a while and you look at the video first, Yeah, a very short one. So now basically what is this video showing is like this is we are not using a surveillance camera so that we have the full picture, but actually we are just trying to get some information and get one information what we call the event. So that's why this called the event-based technologies. So it's just the event is something like this. It's like jumping, boxing, those different actions. So what does it mean? It means that, if we are using this kind of the technology, we can, get information which is useful for the application, but at the same time, we can protect about the piracy. Okay, a person's walk around and show the boxing actions, and then he go out and go in again and show the boxing action. The system will only know that there are 2 boxing actions in different time, but we will do nothing about they are the same person. So that's why you can see this as a really good technology to be used. And it is one of the advancements, with the AR technology, so which is called this event-based, because you can think about it like this is, to monitor about the activities or the safeties of any construction sites or other places. Basically, we just try to look at the event, whether a machine is very close to a person and whether the machine is moving or is stopped. All these are different events. So if we're able to capture this and with some AI engine intelligence influencing behind, we are able to do quite a lot of things. That fits about the different technologies in constructions and property management. So you can see from here, like this is well, of course, technology-wise, this is quite funny because we are not using a full function camera, but just part of them, some sensor, something like a LiDAR or the other types of, the infrared sensor or whatsoever, so that we can able to, get just some information, enough to get the event, and then we'll do the inferences. So this is one of the, the advancement of the video technology that we can move on, So I think we can move to the next slide, actually, Okay, so now this is the more general description about the AR technology. You can see from here, slide this is, well, actually, before that you can see, we can hear, you can still remember, Alex talking about rehearsal, something like this one. So basically, the AR, VR environment is able to, for us to do a lot of different things. You can see from this diagram, is like this is an easy example, which is actually is a practical case that ASTRI has done before. It's like a remote maintenance, right now, if let's say you have some machines in some area, you only have a technician, but you don't have a very senior engineer to work on it. But then with the AR technology, what we can do is like this is the front end, have the technicians. So he is looking at the machine and wearing the AR glass. And then in the back end, in front of a big computer, the senior engineer, he is looking at the information. And he can instruct the technicians to do whatever he wants. And at the same time, because of the AR connections, all the maintenance manual, operational manual, all the necessary information, as we mentioned about before, data is very important. All the data will be available to any frontline workers. And it's not being in form of a very thick, book in front of him. It's just that in his glass, he can see some of the data showing around, together with the real machine or the real site objects that he wants to operate. So this is very convenient. And of course, when he's doing the work, we know about that, he needs to record down all his activities. And record down the activities, if we have to using this AR system, this is also provide a very good, way to do it, very convenient. So that's why the information will be less being missed. The engineer or the worker, when he go back, he don't have to spend extra time to fill in the report, because when he's doing the work, he immediately fill in the information. And of course, well, if let's say the company wants to train certain person for a new, working site, whatever, he can use this as well, so that before the new worker is going to the site, he already have some experiences about how will this site look like and similar situation. And of course, if you want to train it or doing some rehearsal or some kind of other situation, you can also do this. So basically, I think you can have one more step. So there are two. So basically, you can see from here. Previous one first. Sorry, previous one. Yeah. So I want to see all the 6 diagrams. So you can see from here, like this is, well, of course, if you want to have a very easy to, conceptualize this, it's just like you're playing a computer game. But of course, this is not the game, but it's real working situation. So it becomes more lively, better for all the, the training of the worker, working operations, and the record down of the information. And of course, because of all this information being record times, later on we can use the AR, VR, the AI analytics, so that you can do a more, useful, scrutinations of your previous, activities, so that you can better plan for the future. Next slide, please. So in here, I just want to mention about, the ESG. One of our, project, working on is, we try to use the AI analytic information to look into the documents, extract information about ESG activities, and then do some analysis. And of course, the other way around is how to help the people to use this knowledge to generate the information. So you can see from here, like this is, well, data is very important, okay? It's not only in construction, but anywhere. So whenever you have the need that you have documents, you want to extract information, you want to use this information to create another document in a summarized way or better way, all these AI are useful. And all this engine, okay, actually, okay, ASTRI has the experiences. And one thing is like this is, for all this kind of the different building blocks, we can able to serve the construction or the property, industry. But to be honest, all these new ideas, when it's being really adopted, what I will say is like that is more like have a little bit of research favor. So it's not that easy as a software canned food solution that you can just buy and use over. So that's why what we will do is, what I will say is like this is, it's also important that, okay, maybe, okay, when the companies or the industries want to have those kind of activities, they will contact, okay, organizations like the ASTRI, because we are not only able to use the existing technology, but are also able to make it better to be commercialized for them. So this is the way that you can see from here. I think for the case of the AI, AR, VR, and the other kinds of the vision-related technology will be very useful in the construction and the property industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucas. Very informational. So before I conclude the panel, we still have quite some time, so under control. So would you have some questions? Let's open to the floor.
Really quick question for CIC. You talked about your fund. What have you spent the money on so far, and how much is left?
Okay, thanks. Thank you for the question. The question is how much fund we have already approved and how much left. Okay, right now, actually, it's in the past we start with a 1 billion fund, and then just early this year, government has inject another 1.2 billion, and as of last month, I think it's about 750 million has been approved. So so still a long way that we can use it, and right now. The technology inside, we have different category of technologies. First, we talk about the BIM. We have funding for that for buying hardware, software, and training. And the other part is we call the advanced technology. That means no matter it is IoT or machinery with safety device, and also we have any sort of digital solutions. We also include under the advanced technology. We also support MIC and MIMEP. Because we want to encourage people to really learn it. And also we encourage the academia and the professional institute to run different kinds of training conference to train up the practitioner and the students as well. So these are the major area of support that we have. By the way, we have, because we want to approve things faster, because we, to do that, we have a scheme called pre-approved list. So that you know that when these products are put under the pre-approved list, people knows that, oh, this will be approved. And then so that they can select from the list. And right now we have over 500 to 600 types of different products already in the pre-approved list, so that you can find it out from the website. And we also encourage, if you are one of the solution vendor and also machinery vendor, and you want to include your product in the pre-approved list, try to contact us. I think it would be a more effective and efficient way to adopt technology.
Thank you. And typically that's the contractors applying for the funding, or is it developers, or who's applying?
Okay. For the eligibility, in fact, we support the consultant, contractor, and the subcontractors. So we have a very long list of eligibility. You can find it on the website, but not for the developers.
Got it. Thank you.
You should also apply to developer.
You are the rich man.
All right, we still have time for 2 to 3 questions. Anyone? All right, if no, then maybe I will ask 2 more questions to our panelists. Maybe Edmond, like earlier you mentioned to us that about, one of the innovative technology, the concrete sensor. Would you please share more with us?
Yes. I think many of you have heard the news that someone poured a wrong concrete, and then the contractor has to pour down the entire building and then rebuild it again. That project is, I think, is at Taiwan. When in the Tonkin Street project, Tonkin Street, the contractor is government. We have discussed with them how to avoid this kind of problem, and they suggest that they use a kind of concrete sensor. The sensor is put into the concrete before they pour in place, and the sensor is actually can sense the temperature of the concrete. By calculation of the how long would it take to up to that temperature, then it would be able to identify the grading of the concrete. So that would ensure that the right kind of concrete is being poured in place without breaking down the concrete or doing any other test to the concrete. Yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you. Interesting. And, we know that construction and building works account for around 40% of the global carbon emission, as well as the construction waste, raw materials, and energy consumption. So we do have a real responsibility for sustainable construction. So to conclude the panel, I would like to have some short and sweet perspectives from three speakers that to share on what strategies or innovation that the industry and the government can work together to improve this in the over next decade. Maybe, Lucas, start with Lucas.
Okay, what I will say is like this, because if you're talking about carbon emission, this is more like you have some regulation or you have some control you need to take. So basically, what I say is effective monitoring and transfer of the data. So if we have, the different information in the different places, and the government have some kind of more global view of all this data infrastructure, it will be the innovation that is most important. This is my opinion.
Thank you, Lucas. So Alex?
I think we need, when we want to manage something, we need a plan for that. So we are actually CIC, we have just trying to engage a consultant to help the construction industry to really look into how the construction industry really can contribute to go towards the carbon neutrality. So we are engaging a consultant on developing a strategic and plan directional guideline on that. Hopefully we can announce it by the end of this year during the Construction Innovation Expo in December. And besides that, we need to measure, because we want to reach the target, we need to measure. And right now, in CIC, we have developed a carbon assessment tool that helps the project to measure or to collect the information about the embodied carbon, including concrete, cement, and steel, these kind of things, which is contributing a lot on that. And also, together with the Hong Kong GBC, we push for the green product certificate, which is also very important because we want to build up this database and people know that the product that get this certificate is achieving certain level of green. And we also have announced a sustainable finance certification scheme because we know that if you want to initiate green project, you need finance. And this is the area that we want to bridge the gap between the financial institute and the construction industry, because in between, maybe the financial institute don't understand whether that construction is green or not. So we are the middleman. We have this assessment scheme serve as an independent assessor to help the project to prove that it is green, so that that's an independent report for the financial institutes. So there are several areas that we are trying to do. So we welcome any kind of ideas for us, and so that we can help to facilitate this kind of environmental and sustainable initiative in Hong Kong.
Yes, CCG has also made every effort in trying to achieve carbon neutral. And we have a solid roadmap to doing that. As the first step, we do not allow our contractor to use diesel generator. We use a battery. So the battery is actually a connection with the cable, and then it's charged at the nighttime, and then can be used the electricity at the daytime. Secondly, we got a lot of existing building. We are changing the AC system and also the chiller to become a more environmentally friendly kind of chillers. And also all the MEP system, we are gradually changing to achieve a more environmentally friendly system.
Thank you, Edmond, and all the speakers. Indeed, actually, we're seeing a lot of efforts in our construction industry and the whole ecosystem that the public and private sectors are doing a lot. But still, I think we need to catch up because to drive the vision of our construction industry, I think the public and private sectors collaboration is a really, really important one. Also, we see that in, say, mainland China, a lot of developers have already been investing, working at the forefront to invest in different technologies and applying on many, many projects already to drive this transformation. So as Hong Kong, I think we really need to catch up and let's to build, a greener, smarter, and comfortable, more safe built environment together. All right. So I hope you enjoy the panel today and then benefit from all the takeaways of the panels. So let's give another well-round applause to our panelists. Thank you.
Thank you so very much to Lucas, Alex, and Edmond for sharing your thoughts with us, and to the wonderful Natasha for hosting. Thank you so very much. Oh, I believe the board would like to have a selfie.